Greetings, brothers and sisters. I'm very happy. I want to apologize for the interruption we had over the last two shows. We had some interruptions, and the whole point of the interruption was that the system kept messing up. And I imagine the message that we were trying to get out, uh, they didn't want it out. We're talking about something. And I'm trying to examine behaviorally and mentally and socially what's going on with Jada. We have to ask the question. We have to ask. No one is exempt. I should be checked and charted. You checked and charted. Anybody checked and charted. Nobody should be exempt. And I'm just saying that she's acting a bit strange. I don't know if it's well, I'm sure it's no different than what how she's acted in the past. But I don't know if the Tupac situation have exasperated it. We know that she was very much friends with Tupac. Some would say in love. I don't know. I don't know. I wasn't there. And excuse me, brothers and sisters, you wasn't there. So we just don't know. We can only speculate. But my understanding is that they had a close relationship. And if that's the case, what happened? I don't know what happened. So it's very good to find out what happened. It's very good to find out what happened. So what is going on? We don't know. We don't know. We don't know what's going on with Jada. But I'm sure you would agree that it would appear that she's employed. She is literally employed. That's what it seemed like to me. To bring her husband down. I mean, this behavior is just erratic. I don't understand it. Here's a man that has to help you take care of your children. Why would you do this? Why would you do this? So we have to pay close attention to this. This is strange. She's acting more strange than normal. Did the Tupac situation exasperate it? What are the connections with her and Tupac? We know what the media says. But did they say it because they wanted us to hear it? She is an actor. Gotta give her that. She is an actor. So that just puts her in a different frame of mind. It puts her in a different territory, so to speak, as a person to be observed. Excuse me, brothers and sisters. These allergies, tell you, the weather changing and particles floating around in the air, these allergies are just horrible. But we have to pay attention, back to the subject, we have to pay attention to what is happening with Jada. She's acting strange. Puffy is acting strange. Snoop is acting strange. Ice Cube is acting strange. All of these guys are coming out now, talk about what happened. I mean, something that has been leveled over 20 years. Why now? Why now? I don't understand. I don't understand that. You know, you got people over 30 years later. I believe it's been 30. See, Tupac was shot in 94, 95. 94. So you're looking at 30 years. Excuse me, brothers and sisters. Looking at 30 years. Coming up on 31 years. Why now? The investigation of Tupac Shakur, the investigation of Malcolm X running simultaneously. Then they're reopening the investigation of Khalid Abdul Muhammad. And all the people attached to these individuals that are deceased are acting real funny. I remember when Farrakhan, well, I have to say it. You already know that I'm going to go there, so I don't know why you're surprised. I remember Farrakhan used to come out every time they had an investigation of Minister Malcolm. He started acting funny, talking about young black men wanted to kill him because they feel that Farrakhan, as he said it in humor, jest, that Farrakhan killed Malcolm. Well, you know you did it. You know you orchestrated it. You may not have been the hands that pulled the trigger, but you know you orchestrated it, that you had something to do with it. Let's be real. And I don't know any black man that's been let off from any crime when he's associated with it. They can arrest you by association. You can be guilty by association. I'm just trying to talk to you for a little while. I'm just trying to talk to you because if I talk to you long enough, you'll probably get it. Probably get what I'm saying. Excuse me. You'll probably understand exactly what I'm saying. We are in the habit of letting too many of our brothers and sisters that are guilty of attacking us get away. That's all I'm saying. If you don't remember anything else that I'm saying, just remember that. Jada is not exempt. Look at the way that she treats her husband. I mean, she's reaching out for attention, full of emotion, and these people could be used. Yeah. These people can be used. They can be used. And shame on the person that is using them. But they can certainly be used to destroy their relationship, their families, and everything. I mean, it is a deep, deep rabbit hole, brothers and sisters. A deep rabbit hole. A deep rabbit hole. It's going to take you some years to come up out of this hole. Some years. And there's years of damage. Years of damage. And what ends up happening is they have them to hide it and pack it down so long till they begin to act erratic in certain areas. And then innocent people end up getting hurt, damaged from dealing with damaged people. As the saying goes, hurt people hurt people. So you and I have a conversation to be had. Tupac's death. What did Jada know? What did she know? And will we ever know? And if she's the kind of person that can be bought, right now it seems like she is. She's attacking her own husband. I don't think Tupac would go for that. She said they were friends and that he was conscious. I've seen her act ghetto. I've seen her act out, but I've never really seen her be conscious. And it's hard to say it because, excuse me, it's hard. This is very hard pod to do because when you know a person, when you know them, it's very hard. But just because I know you and I may love you, don't mean that I'm going to justify your actions, however reckless, against the black family. And I mean just openly, open sin against the black family. Open. It's a shame. All I can say is it's a shame. Excuse me, brothers and sisters. And to involve a youth in it, our black sisters, if you deal with a child, you're going to get child responses. August Alsina was in need of a mother, not a lover. He was in need of a mother, not a lover. And he's even confused now more than he's ever been. And he can't even get an album together. When you cougars messing with these young boys, you got to realize that. When you messing with boys, you're going to get baby responses. You have to understand that. You talk about men, but you manipulate and misuse them. You may have a good man in your life. First sign of trouble, because he stands up and holds his ground, you'll go out and manipulate the audience. Tell your side of the story, and the man is always bad. Always. Always. And I've learned that that's a big game. Just a big game when women go to talk about how bad a man is, as if they haven't done anything. As if they haven't done anything. Brothers and sisters, we've got to do better. Stand up as men, stand up as women, and do justice. We've got to do better. We've got to do better. You know, if two people are in a relationship, then the problem lies between those two people. It's not the fault of one person, but the fault of both people. And they have to come together and fix that. No court, no counselor, or anybody can do it if they're not willing to come together and fix it. And it's going to have to be some honesty. There'll have to be some honesty. It's too much manipulation. That's why we have so many young homosexual black men around. You spend time running down a black man and they see you beating him down and ripping him down and talking him down. And it's a generational curse, because if the mother has been in a situation where she's got 3 babies, daddies, and never been married and just been a whore out there, just pass it down the generation. So then you end up with a whole house of unmarried and undedicated people with no family. I mean, no real tangible family, nothing to ground anyone. The family is important. This is an important unit. Why do you think the white man protects his so much? You can't get brothers and sisters to see this. They'd rather be out exploiting one another, lying on one another, trying to take the up road. Then people learn who you are and learn what you're doing. Because when they do that, learn who you are and learn what you've been doing, then they'll start to look at you and they'll start to talk about you. Talk about how manipulative you are and all of that stuff. And it doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't have to be that way. Jada is destroying her family. And she's not a young woman doing this. She's above 50 by 2 years, maybe 3. She's not a young woman doing this. She's an older woman doing this who should be accountable. Who should be held accountable. And she's putting her children through misery. When you break up a family and you begin to break up a family and you attack that man or you attack that woman, you're breaking the family. The children will pay the price for that. And you'll pay the price for that as well. And it's sad. It is so sad. So sad. We've got to fight to keep the black family together. If we do that, we won't have so many people ready to kill, which brings us back to Tupac Shakur as it relates to Jada Pinkett. What does she know? What does she know? What did she know that she was willing to tie up? And if you were so close to him, you know, to what capacity? Was it a sincere capacity? Because when we see the way she acts now, which is the example of a true narcissist, we see the way she's acting now. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It takes more than a pretty face to convince me. There are a lot of pretty faces out there. You have a lot of prostitutes on the street that are, for all intents and purposes, beautiful physically beautiful women. Spiritually, they're rotten on the inside. You know, and that's why with Muhammad's plan, you take the life of that woman and change her. Give her an alternative. Take the life of a man who maybe a gigolo. He's handsome on the outside and rotten on the inside. But the plan of Muhammad would change that. Change that man's mind. Change that woman's mind. Get them up out of the muck, Mari, the clay, put them on solid ground, clean them up, turn them around, and give them a new perspective, a new lease on life. But you can't do or have a family or create a solid foundation without a man and woman in the house. You've got to have both. You have to have both, brothers and sisters. You have to have both. You got to. There's no way around it. No way around it. You have to have both. You got to. The child needs a woman and the man in the home because the foundation becomes shakeable. And if you look at Jada is a prime example of a successful, literally, she is her own success. And she has a husband that backs her up in that. But her mouth destroys everything. Her attitude destroys everything. Her action destroys everything. Why? She wasn't raised in a solid foundation. And now that she has a solid foundation, she don't even know how to respond to it. That's fact. Her husband comes out to try to save her. She can't be saved. She can't be saved. She don't want to be saved. When you got somebody versatile and volatile like that, there's no way. No way in the world. I don't believe that this person is not capable of leading a person in a snare. When I think about Tupac, I just, all the people that were around him began to look suspect. I mean, this is a killing, right? This is a killing. All the people around him appear suspect now. All of them had something to do with the death or information that they know about or whatever. I mean, it just seems so suspect right now. When I saw the death of Khalid, it seems suspect. When I think about it in my mind's eye, when I see it in my mind's eye, the suspect behavior among other people that was around Dr. Khalid, so suspect. I mean, you look at Minister Malcolm, look at Dr. King, look at the people that were around him till the end. Look at those people. Those people. It's amazing. It's so amazing. And we allow these people to get beyond, because we look hindsight. We allow them to get beyond us. We allow them to get behind us. We allow them to get on side of us. We don't check and charter them. If they'll kill them, they'll kill you. Information is enough to keep a man or woman alive. What did she know that she could have told him that would have saved him? When I think about Faith Evans, Tupac made the song with her, said he was going to make an album, told her in confidence, right? Instead of her making sure there was peace between the brothers, because he wasn't going to release it, and he didn't release it, she went and stirred up the confusion, even sleeping with Tupac. At one time when he was Biggie's best friend. Find that another unguided black woman right in the middle. Brothers, just because a sister got a pussy doesn't make her a grown woman. I'm going to say that. I have to say it. A vagina does not designate age. She may be grown, still have the mind of a child. Still have the mind of a child. Lie, steal, and cheat. or lie, misrepresent, manipulate. Same thing with the man. Same thing with the man. Just because he has a penis doesn't make him a grown man. Still lies, deception, deviation, manipulation. There's no telling what an individual has been through. We have to take analysis of that. A person's behavior tells us who they are. We have to pay attention to that. I know a pedophile that raped his daughter. I hate to see him. I hate to see him coming. Totally destroyed her. She don't even trust him around her children. She fights every day. She's a good woman, fights every day to make sure she's a good mother for her children. I mean, in our community, brothers and sisters, and tell you, it's just man, I have no patience for any brother or sister that would damage their own child or damage any child. I have no patience for that. I'm going to leave that right there. Beautiful, gifted young sister. The man should be in jail. There are women out there too that prostitute their daughters. And the daughters, and it's happened to young black males too. And they go on, try to pack it down and try to live a full life like it's something that you could just rule out or move out of the way. No, that has to be dealt with. We're going to have a show coming up where we're having responsible parenting classes. People that are coming together wanting answers, not getting together causing confusion, not getting together trying to get in other husbands' and wives' beds or girlfriends' beds or boyfriends' beds. Nah, to come together and direct the black community on what the time is and what must be done, brothers and sisters. It's time out to stop playing. Stop playing house and be real parents. Be real support to one another. Whether you made it or not, learn to support one another. Love one another sincerely. And anybody that's working against our community, we need to come together and make sure that they're dealt with. See, these secrets are destroying us. That's one destruction. We can't have secrets in the black community. All of these rappers knew about Tupac's death. Every last one of them. They knew about the threats that were against this man. Every last one of them knew about it. Nobody did or said anything. Never did or said anything. Never did. I wonder how many young boys and girls were raped and somebody knew about it and didn't say anything. And then when they grew up, telling the parent they knew what they did, there was nobody to justify it. That's the same thing, keeping these secrets. I don't want to be a snitch. You don't want to be a snitch. But in your community, you'll let somebody get killed because you don't want to be a snitch. In your community, you'll let somebody get raped because you don't want to be a snitch. In your community, you'll let somebody get beaten, drugged out, lynched because you don't want to be a snitch. These are not the actions of Africans, but you're assimilating the oppression that you're in. Simulating it. If you knew a man's life was in danger, why not do something about it? I don't understand. And isn't it strange that she has even less to say about Tupac even during the investigation? She's turned it up to attack Will Smith. Is this a correlated action or calculated action so that she won't be called upon to ask about Tupac. They've done little podcasts and everything, but nothing serious. Nothing serious. And I noticed I call it the fingerprint of the one who grabs somebody and put them up in front of the people, somebody that could calm them down. What does she know? What does she know? Is she willing to say that she knew it? And if that's the case, why didn't they do a better job of protecting Tupac Shakur? That's a question. That's a question. That's a question. Brothers and sisters, we got to do better. We have to do better. We have to do better. My desire and my prayer is that we will stand up as Black people and do better. Start being transparent for the Black community. Start standing up for justice. Start to do the right thing. If you have information that could cost a person their life or put a person in a bad situation where they're in trouble for whatever it may be, please speak up. Have some sustenance. Have some substance and please speak up. Do the right thing concerning your community. You're ready to rat out a Black man to the white man, but you won't tell the truth amongst your own people to save the lives of your community, to save that person's psychological, behavioral, mental, and physical life. Won't even do it. And you call yourselves brothers and sisters? You're not acting like brothers and sisters. You're not acting like that. We've got to get dedicated. We have to be committed to stand for righteousness in the Black community. We got to. Male respecting his wife, the wife respecting her husband, the man respecting the woman respecting the man, the children respecting one another. And the only way they're going to do that is to see the parents get along or to see those couples get along and see some example of togetherness and unity. Some example. Because in the end, the blueprint was created to destroy all of us. So when a man make a bad decision, he's at fault. When a woman make a bad decision, she's at fault. We can't forgive one another, we're at fault. And let people come between you, we're at fault. That's a reality. That's what we're dealing with. So I pray for the Black community this day that we will use the blueprint to help one another and not harm one another. And I pray that all individuals that have come against Black families, be it pedophiles, murderers, sexually deviant people, whoever it may be, that they be destroyed. Any demons and devils that work against the Black family, that God Allah himself would vindicate the family and keep them united because the children need them. And that he would cast the evildoer in utter darkness and even unto death. That's my prayer, that Allah would do it, that God would do it, that God would do it. You can't chase a lie. It's too fast. It's too high. You can't grab it too fast for you to catch it. You'll never chase a lie. But the truth, when you find the truth, it'll be set on a solid foundation, but you'll never catch a lie. Fathers, love your children. Some of you probably can't see them right now because of situations. Hold it together and love your children. Still love your children. Love their mothers. Love their mothers. You love them in the good time, love her in the bad times. Don't talk bad about the mother. Don't mistreat the mother. Mother, love your children. Love your boyfriend or husband or whatever it may have been. Love them. Don't mistreat them. Let the child see a good example so they'll go on and live a stable and fruitful life. That's the prayer. We have too many divided families. We have too much evil going on. We have too many people that are not willing to stand on the truth, and we're losing people, period. When I think of Tupac Shakur, I think of a young man that had a philosophy of nationalism, that talked about social issues, that was trying to protect the black family. But it seemed that everybody around him was against his philosophy and had a jealousy against his gift. There are people around you the same way. Fathers jealous of their daughters, mothers jealous of their daughters, brothers jealous of the sisters, sisters jealous of the brother, man jealous of the woman, woman jealous of the man. It's not going to work. That's not going to help us get there. That's not going to help us get there. I think everyone around Tupac Shakur was jealous of him. That's what I believe. Everyone that was around him was jealous of him, saw his demise coming, and all of them played a part in it. Yes, I think they all were paid. They'll be arresting Snoop pretty soon. You'll see it. The government always get their man. No different. If you look at the death of Minister Malcolm X, there were certain people that were planted in his way to make it successful. Look at Martin Luther King, you find the same thing in his death, people planted around him. You look at Sister Betty Shabazz, look at Dr. Coretta King, you'll see the very same thing. People planted. It's not the person that is away from you that can get you. It's the person close to you that can damage you, and you may not mean to, but the devil can use you to damage your brother and sister in small ways. Those of us that know better, we forgive, but we're careful and cautious. The next time around, we're careful and cautious. That's the way the devil works. You think that the white man, and I mean the racist white man, if I can say that, I hope those of you out there can appreciate that I made a distinction. I don't know how distinct the distinction is, but I have made it nonetheless. But do you honestly think the opposition is happy when black people make it? You're using music as an art to make millions of dollars as actors, as singers, as producers. Do you honestly believe that the white man is happy with that? Why, you're out of your mind. The racist white man is not happy with that, brothers and sisters. He's angry. He'd rather have the same people had you and I in slavery. It wasn't a willful slavery. Today they're trying to teach that slavery was a choice. This is how demonic the atmosphere is. They're trying to teach that black people just don't want any better. That's how demonic it is. And then in poverty, there are people that prey on children, women, boys, girls, men. And then they tell them psychologically, you're not the victim. You are the victim. We're all victims of this on many levels. Many levels. Many levels. When I see Tupac Shakur, here's a young man who wanted to redesign the black family to stay together as a rap artist, yeah, but he was also a prophet. He was also a prophet, a young prophet, because he could see. God had given him range to be able to see what a black family had went wrong, and he was coming from that, but he was also trying to improve himself. And when I think about him, I see a young man that would have improved himself if given the chance for life, produce his own albums and start doing his own thing. He was going to cut those 3 albums for Death Row Records, do his own thing. Same thing. Christopher Biggie was going to Christopher Wallace was going to do the same thing. And so who would benefit to have these brothers killed? Who would benefit the most? See, when you understand that, then you understand why they picked up Puff. You understand why he's being investigated. You understand why Snoop is going to be investigated. You understand why Dre is going to be investigated. Oh yeah, some big money is paid out when you betray a brother or sister. It's a big money. They give you endorsements. They break you up and tell you how beautiful it's going to be, but it won't be beautiful. Because then the government and the evil entity behind it will have you exactly where they want you, dependent on them. And I've never seen, and I may be wrong, I've never seen the government truly repay someone who has invested time in them the right way. And if you went wrong, I certainly don't see any way that they're going to invest in you. So brothers and sisters, we've got to be wise. We've got to open our eyes. We've got to be sensitive every step. The foundation that we come from depicts and demand our behavior towards situations. But our prayer, our desire is that when we stand up and whatever we do, when we stand up, that we'll do the right thing. Be honest, say the right thing, and be what God has called us to be. A loving people, a united people. Stop fighting one another. Stop creating division. Stop holding secrets that will allow somebody to be killed. Just like in the case of Tupac. A lot of people knew it. They're coming out to say we knew it. If you knew it, why didn't you do something about it? If you knew it. That's food for thought. I'm not going to hold you, brothers and sisters. I'm done. I'm done with this. I'm not going to hold you. But I pray, like Tupac's mother, Afeni Shakur, God rest her soul, that we would pray to stay together, that we would not mistreat one another. I pray vindication from all pedophiles that have attacked Black children in the community. I pray that God will punish them, that it would be the most extreme punishment ever known to man, and that they be wiped off the planet. I pray that because I love our children. I love Black women. I love Black men. And I pray that anybody that tried to destroy them in their youth or adulthood, that God would deal with them. That God would deal with them. I pray that God would teach all manipulators, liars, and backstabbers. I pray that God would do it. I can't do it. You can't do it. But God can. And all the people that attack Tupac Shakur, in whatever way, I pray that Allah God would bring it to focus and that he would punish both the seen and unseen that caused this tragic things to happen. I pray the same thing for Christopher Wallace and all other leaders that were killed trying to help Black people. I pray that, and I pray that God would deal with it. I pray that God himself would deal with it. Any whites that stood up, tried to do right, I pray that God, those whites that were killed, I'm not going to say it again. I pray that God would find them, those that did that evil, and vindicate those that were killed. That's my prayer. That's my prayer. John and Robert Kennedy were killed trying to do right. They done a lot of wrong. A lot of wrong. Made a lot of mistakes. Yes, I'm saying this. But when they came to try to do something right, they were killed. So the chickens had come home to roost. My desire, my prayer is that we can be an example and ensample to what's going on in the world. That's my desire, my prayer. That I would continue to be the best father I can be a great husband, be a great friend, and just learn better and do better and work together with our sisters, our brothers, our community, our families. That's my desire and prayer, brothers and sisters. Because I love Black people. When I see Black people manipulating and working against Black people and all of this stuff, it just breaks my heart because I know that they really don't understand, haven't had anything solid in the foundation. And many of them that have had a solid foundation have been rebellious. And all you got to do is look at them. All you got to do is look at them today. They're still struggling. Never had a house, never really had anything of their own, never really had friends. They prey on their children. They prey on everybody around them because they don't understand that if you do right, you do justice, Allah will bless you. God will bless you if you do right. If you do your best to live righteous, Allah will bless you. Not living as a hypocrite, not living as whores and gigolos, but trying to do the right thing. You may make some mistakes. I'm not talking about manipulating people and using them and lying to them. But I mean, live a righteous life. Live a righteous life, brothers and sisters. Allah God will bless you. You can call him Jesus or whoever you want. He will bless you. And it's just good physics that you have more together than you will apart. That is physics. The laws of physics. So that's my prayer for the Black community. That's my prayer. That we will work together, build together, inherit together, that we will become the lender, not the borrower. That's my prayer. Because all we have to do is come to live a righteous life and live right. We will stop killing in our community. We will stop death in our community. We will stop drug selling. We'll stop rapes and murders. All of that will stop in our community if we will stand to live and do right. We will literally heal our community. We won't have to worry about death in our community if we'll do that. Because we can straighten it out ourselves, brothers and sisters. You and I have the power to do this, and we have been blessed with the power to do this from God within us. Out of the mouth is death and life. Death and life is in the power of the tongue. The atmosphere begins here in your head. The mind in your head, the atmosphere begins there. What you think, you will be. If you think negative, you'll be negative. You think positive, you'll be positive. But it has to come from here. Mothers, please don't talk against the father to the children. Please don't do that. Fathers, don't talk negative against the mothers to the children. Don't create the platform. See, this was the platform where Tupac Shakur was killed. He was killed from an atmosphere of negativity. And this negativity that was built by the oppressive regime was used against him. And people from oppression were used and manipulated with money, what they thought was power, and what they wanted to have Tupac taken away and snuffed out. Last thing in the last minute I want to say is this. The reason they attacked Tupac is that the Million Man March would have been such a success. Would have been a great success. And his knowledge and working with Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad, it would have been a great success. And they didn't want to see that. You're still in oppression. We're still in slavery. We're still in oppression and slavery. We are still in oppression and slavery. I don't care how well you live. I don't care how much you have. I don't care what it is. We're still in oppression and slavery. I want you to understand that. And you can't get to the kingdom. I mean, the physical kingdom on this earth. You can't get to the kingdom acting like a pauper. It won't happen. It won't happen. So, brothers and sisters, that's all I have for you. Just food for thought. And I hope, and my desire, my prayer, is that I have in some way delivered and released and sanctified your way of thinking so that you would do better. I come to you in peace and I leave you in peace. I say it to you in the Arabic tongue, Assalamu alaikum, and I salute you. Peace be unto you.